A very good morning. EURUSD has pulled back up into daily supply. So now let's see what is next for euro dollar, gold, and the other major dollar pairs. So of course, EURUSD pulled up higher, pretty much in line with what we wanted to see. As we all know, we had this 50% body candle over here, which was acting as supply and which broke the overall fractal low over here. So we can very clearly see that the overall trend is just continuing. Now a beautiful pullback in towards that 0.5 fib from where we could potentially sell off down lower. Now, are we going to sell down off lower, or is this just the daily trend doing its work where we have these break of structures, higher lows, and now this is just potentially a new higher low going to target up higher and take out, for example, the liquidity resting above this high and just continuing the overall trend in towards the upside. Now, to understand if that is the case, we need to look at the lower time frame, because obviously we can just look at the daily here and think, okay, now we're inside supply, so we're just going to head down lower, we're just going to sell on top of that supply zone, stops above the highs. Like, this is possible, but we need to understand what the lower time frame is doing as well. All I know at this point in time is that the daily fractal is still bearish, indicating to me that the pullback is not yet over, because obviously this is just one big impulse. This is your pullback, and the pullback is measured with that daily fractal structure. So we could just keep on correcting down lower until the daily fractal structure changes, right? And that's a break of this blue line over here, and then it would be interesting for a potential long again once we break that structure. However, in order to take shorts, we also need to wait for confirmation. So going into the 4-hour time frame, this is where we look for confirmation. So on the 4-hour, we can see that we're still bearish. This is your swing high, this is your swing low. So what I was looking for yesterday was a short from either here or pretty much here. Now, looking at this zone yesterday, I ran everyone through it inside Discord. If you're not in there, make sure to join, link in the description down below. But I was looking at this 4-hour area of supply, and I was looking for that short. But what you can see is that the overall 15-minute fractal structure just simply remained bullish. So we get the push up, we get the push down, we get the push up, we get the push down, and you can just check out the blue lines. That is the fractal structure that I was viewing, and you can see, yeah, we just continue up higher and higher and higher. So no shorts and no bearish confirmation inside that 4-hour area of supply, and therefore I understood I was not interested in any short. I'm not just randomly going to sell on top excuse me, of an area of supply. No, I'm going to wait for that bearish confirmation. So now here we have 15-minute break of structure into the upside. So the 15-minute is now bullish again. So what I am personally waiting for is to understand, okay, is the market now ready to make a pullback in towards the downside? Because remember, the daily fractal structure is bearish. The 4-hour swing is also still bearish. So we're inside this 4-hour area of supply. We pulled back in towards the 0.5. So it is good to look for a potential short. The 15-minute saw a BOS. Over here, a break of structure in towards the upside. What do we expect after a break of structure? When we reach a higher time frame area of supply, we expect a pullback down. As simple as that. But when do we expect the pullback down? When we get bearish confirmation. As simple as that. So I'm now viewing what structure here is going to be doing. Pretty much what happened was that we just grabbed liquidity above these highs. We pretty much now also broke structure here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be checking out if this supply zone, for example, holds, or if we just continue down with bearish momentum. If we break this area of consolidation, which we're now currently stalling inside, then I would be more inclined to look for shorts and trade with the overall order flow back in towards the downside. Okay, so that is what I'll be waiting for and seeing if we get anything like that. Okay, so obviously we have a lot of bullish momentum here with a lot of strong 4-hour candles. We grab the liquidity above this blue line. But yeah, let's see if there is actually any valid bearish momentum going to come in, because otherwise the market could just continue up higher with that bullish momentum. Now, let's say in 2 hours, the 4-hour closes like this. That would mean that we have a fractal high over here. If we then break that, this could become your demand zone, and you could just keep on longing up higher and higher. So again, really wait for that 50 momentum to kick in if you're planning on taking any trades. Also, if you look here on the 1 hour, it's also a 1-hour area of demand over here. So I would definitely wait for that demand zone to get broken if you would want to get into any shorts at all. Looking at the dollar index next, the dollar index pushed down lower. Overall, looking here at the daily time frame, we're pretty much just consolidating on the daily. Obviously, we are inside this daily imbalance over here. So I'm looking to see if the daily imbalance will hold and will push us up higher. That is for now what does make more sense due to the overall daily fractal structure still being bullish, from this low in towards this high. So still looking for further upside. That is currently what we would prefer to see based just on fractal structure overall. It would also make sense in the sense that there is still fresh supply over here open and still open here as well. So that is what I'm looking at on the dollar index. Now moving on into AUDUSD, what are we seeing from that pair? So a beautiful push up higher, and this is how easy it can be, guys. So if you look here at the daily fractal structure, obviously we are bearish, right? But remember, when we were trading over here, we still had not yet hit that 0.5 fib, which I explained in yesterday's video. We had a demand zone over here, we tapped in towards that demand zone, we had fresh supply over here, so we're inside discount, inside the lower zone, so it was a good possibility to start buying in towards the upside. So the daily, it was clear, short-term pullback for sure. Then going in towards the 4 hour, what happens? Remember what I explained all week long, guys. Overextend move, descending correction, boom, breakout, retest of this area of demand over here, and from there we just simply continued up higher. So a very nice move in towards the upside following the overall order flow. So now we've reached this area of 4 hour supply. So are we now ready to start selling off again? Obviously demand is still in control here on the 4 hour, with this being your demand zone over here. So what I would prefer to see is maybe just a quick tap in towards here, one more push up, grab liquidity, and then start ranging and then look for that sell off. Or already if the 4 hour just candle just closes like this, then the next one to break above, this becomes demand then fills, and then look for a short to validate that this area of supply is strong. Obviously you could look for a 15-minute short already and trade with the overall, let's say, order flow in towards the downside, in towards this 4 hour area of demand, but it is of course riskier, but just keep in mind that that is also a possibility. So that is what I'll be waiting for. Pretty much shorts are good from this area, of course, with us being bearish as well. But you need to understand that the setup and the entry model needs to present itself. And I prefer to always trade with the 4 hour fractal structure. But if that does not present itself, then obviously we want to trade in towards the 4 hour demand zone over here. That is in the next kind of like goal and step that you can take in order to trade the setup. So this area of 4 hour demand is where you would want to be trading in towards. That would also be my target if you get in on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, going into pound dollar, what are we seeing from there? So pound dollar pushed up higher as well. Of course, it was not the cleanest, I would like to say. Remember what I mentioned, we had like some supply in here, we also had some supply inside these wicks here, but there was no entry model again, because remember, like the same on euro dollar, you want to see bearish confirmation. And as we can very clearly see here on euro USD, or on pound dollar, the overall order flow just remained bullish time and time again. Not a single time did the fractal structure get broken. That is how clean it was here on the 15. Again, if you just look at the entire sell before the buys here, this was the low respected that broke this high. Then again, high break over here, lows respected, high break over here, lows respected, high break over here, low respected, high break, low respected, high break, low respected. So every single time the lows of the fractal structure got respected. So absolutely no shorting opportunities on GBPUSD because there was simply no bearish confirmation. Now we've reached the extreme area of supply. I would like to only look for shorts inside here. That is what I would be looking for, because for now we have quite some demand inside this overall sell before the buy. So yeah, I would be looking to trade inside here, in towards here, or from here back up in towards here. Okay, so that is what I am looking for on GBPUSD. So longs from this demand zone, sells from that supply zone, as simple as that. Going into NZDUSD. NZDUSD itself also pushed up higher, very similar to Aussie dollar. Correction in towards the downside, breakout, and a push up higher. Obviously there was liquidity still above this high, so quite the nice move. What I'm looking at is still just a slightly higher push up in towards that supply zone, from where I would be more inclined to look for any shorting opportunities, as the 4 hour is simply now just in control. Go into the 15. What do we see there? Again as well, 15-minute structure also bullish, in control. We can very clearly see push, pull back, push down, pull back, and then again break of structure. So we broke structure here. So 15-minute is also bearish, bullish. The This is the 50% mark, so there is still room for NZDUSD to fall down lower with the internal trend. Let's see if the internal trend starts pushing down in towards the lows, then you could get in on a short. Just remember, you're not trading from 4-hour supply, so it is lower probability for myself. Therefore, higher probability shorts on that 4-hour supply zone. But if the 15-minute, of course, gives you opportunity, you could look for a short. But again, just remember, order flow is still bullish, so shorting is again also riskier. The ideal scenario is waiting for 4-hour supply and demand zones to get hit and then trade on the 15 from those zones. Going in towards gold, last of all, gold absolutely skyrocketed, finally broke out of that massive range here. As we can see, just consolidation, and after a long period of consolidation, a massive breakout. I was looking for potential shorts yesterday, nearly backspaced. I was looking for potential shorts yesterday, but no entry opportunity. I was looking at the 1-hour time frame, and I was looking for a failure of this area of demand. As we can see, this demand zone broke this high over here, so this was demand in control, but as you can see, we never broke the demand zone, so there was no shorting opportunity. Now going back into the 4-hour and the daily, you can simply see that the daily did its thing where we broke the first fractal high over here from this imbalance. We come back in towards the imbalance, we create a new high. We then break the high, again pull back in towards here and continue up higher. So overall, order flow just doing its thing, demand zones holding up. For now, this is now of course your area of demand that is in control. We're at all-time high, so there's no left to look towards from where we could trade a pullback. So I'll be sitting gold out for now until we reach lower levels. Obviously, I do think it will correct very soon again, building liquidity underneath this trend line, but shorting at all-time highs is always a risky option. So be waiting for the next move. So yeah, guys, that's it. In 1 hour, we're going to go live as well on YouTube, so make sure to tune in. Have a fantastic day and speak soon.